Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Pool Service Appreciation Day. Come on down. Please grab a seat. We are getting ready to get started. Thank you, everyone, for coming out, spending time with us on your Saturday. I know for most of you guys, it's your day off. My name is James. I'm going to be your MC today. So if you do have any questions, you can come find me, come bug me, whatever you need. I'll probably point to someone else with a blue shirt on. That's the cool part. There's a lot of us here, so if you do have a problem, question, or anything, find someone with a blue shirt on, a lanyard. You can ask me if you need anything. There's a few things we want to cover really quick. As you can see, we do have an Instagram post and an Instagram page just for this event that we do once a year to say thank you for everything you guys do in the pool service industry. So all you have to do, follow this page. It's going to be Pool Service _ Appreciation Day. And then like that post, follow the page, and then comment, tag 2 people. At the end of the day, we're going to do a $100 cash card giveaway. Come find me. We'll make an announcement at the end of the day. Whoever it is, you do have to be present for it. So for all our streamers out there, we are streaming this event live as well. And we're also putting on our YouTube page at Allen Smith Pools. So if you miss anything, I know a lot of people like myself like to take notes. Hey, what did he say? You can go back on YouTube later and check it out, so that way you can make sure, what did Alan say? What did Rob say from Seal Fit? We have a lot of great speakers here today. They're going to have a lot of great information for you guys to give away. The other thing we have as well are obviously raffle prizes. So another thing we're doing differently this year, a lot of our teachers are going to have raffle tickets on there. Rob, I got to grab some for you. So if you are present in the classroom and you're engaging, depending on if Rob or if Rob likes you, I don't know what Rob's president is, no pun intended, is he'll give you a ticket. That way you have a better chance to win a prize versus initial prizes that you had as well. There's also a few other things we're doing. You're going to see some Allen Smith pool signs around the yard. If you could come up to me and tell me how many there are, I will give you a ticket. I know it sounds gimmicky, but there's little things like that. We want to see how much you pay attention. The other thing we're doing, if you know how many vendor tables are here, I will also give you a ticket. So there are ways to do it, just to engage and also check out every single vendor and what's going on. The other thing I want to review really quick is the class schedule, and then we'll have Scott come up here. So everything is going about the hour. I know it's a little small for you guys, so I'll try to read it for you. Obviously, we already have breakfast burritos. We'll have Scott Reyes from Allen Smith Pools, the CEO, coming up. Then we're going to have Rob Ord and Melanie coming up to talk with Seal Fit. Between each class, we will be having a 15-minute break, so I'll give you some time to go to the vendors. Again, check out the raffle prizes. The raffle prizes are right here at the end next to the restrooms. We will be closing that main door right there just because the sun comes in here. We want to keep it quiet outside. There is a side door right here to the left of you. So one thing we do ask, we know time is money. You got an important phone call, whatever it is, family. We do ask that you put your phones on silent, but also just exit to the door if it's something important that you need to take really quick, just so we can give the speakers their full attention they deserve. Next class we got 10 signs it's time to remodel your pool. We got Revive and Shine with Alan Smith and Josh Parrott with Microglass, new product coming out. We have 10 signs it's time to remodel a pool. Then we have Insurance Simplified from Western Growers Insurance Services. We have Gus's Fried Chicken being served from 12:30 to 1:30. How to Prevent a Plaster Disaster from Jan from PebbleTech. I think she flew all the way out from Texas. Thank you for being here. Rob came all the way from Houston. So we have a lot of people that were flown out to speak with you guys today, so we're really excited to have them here as well. And then at the very end, we'll be having Penter and Jandy speaking as well, just about what's new coming up in 2025. And without further ado, I'd like to introduce Scott Reyes from Allen Smith Pools, the CEO.
Can you all hear me? Yes. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for coming. I know you guys work hard all week out in the field, and for you to take a day off to come and support us here, it's much appreciated. I want to thank all the vendors that have helped make this possible. We have a lot of vendors here this year that have really went the extra mile and are trying to show you the newest and greatest products. We want to thank UPA. If there's anybody here from UPA, stand up. We want to thank you guys for your support. They're supporting the food, they're sponsoring, and they've helped promote this event. From Allen Smith Pools, it takes a lot to put this on, believe it or not. We're expecting over 300 people today, and it doesn't just happen. And Krista, Danny, Darren, James, Angel and his crew were here last night setting up chairs with me, trying to make sure that everything was just right, ready for you guys today. I want to thank them. And I want to let you know, some of you I haven't seen before. I am the CEO of Allen Smith Pools, and we have expanded. We're doing a lot of things in the backyard that we didn't used to do. Originally, we were a plaster company, and that's all we did. Now we do plaster, we do tile, we do coping, we do full backyard remodels, leak detection. We started that a year or so ago. It's now almost a $2 million segment of our business. So again, we appreciate your support on that. For those of you that don't know, we still offer the referral program, which is 2% of anything you refer to us, provided we know who you are. And the goal of this day is to introduce ourselves to you and you to us. So when you give a referral, we know who to send the money to. It's 2% up to $1,000, unless you negotiate otherwise. So
does that include the leak detection?
That is correct. Whatever services we provide you, we're going to have money in there for you. But today it's not just about the money anymore, guys. It's about relationships. We want to have a relationship with you, and through you, we have a relationship with your clients, and we want that to be a reflection of what we feel here as a family. You're part of the Allen Smith family. You guys have shown your commitment to us, and we appreciate that. And as a family, it's important for us to constantly be getting better, to improve. And our goal in the industry is to be a leader and to not only educate. This year, in years past, we've done classes. You'll notice we have less of a class schedule this year. We wanted to create more of an intimate family feel. And also, we want to, in addition to the financial part, we don't want you just for your business. We want you to be a better person because you came in contact with us. And we're going to be offering a different program, I'll tell you in a minute, but we're going to be offering monthly education. For those of you that want to learn technical skills. In the past, we've had more technical things here. We want you to come back, and we're going to be offering monthly technical classes. And we want to build you as people and professionals. We want to be the lead. Everybody in this room can be a leader in this industry. A lot of times we get a bad rap, but people spend hundreds of thousands of dollars in their backyard, and it's our job to protect it. And we take that commitment seriously. As part of that process of developing, we've brought in Seal Fit and Unbeatable Mind, and they're an organization that's been with us about 3 years. And we brought them in initially just to have our pool service day, have a keynote speaker, give you guys something different than what you would get someplace else. And this will be our 3rd year. And this year, we're really focusing on, last year we introduced coaching to our personal staff. Just so you guys know, behind the scenes, we're training our people, not only technically, but we want to be better individuals, physically, mentally, spiritually, relationally. If you're not balanced in life, you're not going to be as productive or profitable as you want to be. And so we've partnered with this team, and I'm going to introduce them here in a minute. They're working with us on a monthly basis. This is our kickoff. And then on a monthly basis, we have one of their coaches come in and work with our people. That it's voluntary. And then on a quarterly basis this year, we're offering team building, where we're going to have our team, and we're going to invite you guys on a limited basis. We would love, if you like what you see here today, and you like the vibe, and you want to get better, if each one of you can get 1% better this year, we've won. And with this team on a quarterly basis coming in, you're going to get to participate with our team, their team, and hopefully by the end of the year, no matter where you start today, you're going to be in a better place. Not only financially, but relationally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, well-rounded. So, So with that, if Melanie and Rob are ready, I'm going to bring them up here. I've worked with them now for about 3 years. I personally have transformed my life. I've been through some of the toughest times in my life in the past 3 years. And I've lost 100 pounds, and I stand before you a changed individual. And I did it 1 pound at a time, 1 day at a time, 1 cold plunge at a time. I challenge any of you to outlast me in a cold plunge. So with that, they're just finishing their setup, guys, but we really do appreciate you, and we want you to be better people because you came here today, and we encourage you on the nutritional side as well. Melanie will tell you a little bit about herself, but she's involved with kids' nutrition. I know all of us are here because we love our families, right? We're not just working to get rich. We're not just working for the dollar. We're working because we love our families. And with that, if we're not healthy, we're not going to be around to enjoy it with our kids, grandkids. And so she's going to be presenting a segment of that. And then in the back, when we're done, I want to encourage you to sign up. We'll have sign-ups for the quarterly, but also I want you to look at the information they're presenting, and you can actually get involved on an individual basis with their organizations. Melanie has a monthly call-in, or a weekly call-in that you can get questions answered for your kids' nutrition. You know, if we can just change one little thing, we can change ourselves, change our organizations, change our family, we can change the world. And that's what we're here for. So, thank you, and are we, you guys good?
I'll take it away from here. And I'll thank you, Scott. Congratulate Scott. He's an amazing individual, massive transformation. Like he said, one thing at a time. He's not the only one. The inner team here that I've had the opportunity and the great pleasure to work with over the last few years has all had tremendous results in their health and fitness from making small changes. So my name is Melanie Slivka. Slivka with a V. I know it's hard to say. It means plum in Polish. If that helps, you can call me Melanie Plum. And I started in health and nutrition and fitness about 20 years ago. Quick story. Entered the CrossFit world at the very beginning with Greg Glassman. Didn't know a thing about any of it. Was the CEO of the company, ordering equipment from China. They quickly found out how little I knew because everything arrived bad. So they sent me to my current boss, Mark Devine, to start to train and learn about the equipment. I loved it. I got crazy, started doing all the Navy SEAL training. He put me through everything that he possibly could as a female to do that training. And I started running his membership. At that point, we started doing these nutrition challenges, which I knew quite a bit about from going through just the CrossFit training. But they kept failing. We would get people, this many people, into a challenge, and one person would finish the challenge, and then eventually that person would, gain all the weight back and start, end up where they started from. So I said, this is, we got to do something about this. I'm not an expert, but I'm going to give it a shot. So I created a program, to make a long story short, got my boss behind it, wrote a book, and this is 10 years ago. Now thousands of people all over the world have been able to make small, sustainable changes through this program and continue to do so. After that, the parents kept coming to me and saying, Mel, how do I help my kids? And that's a whole different ballgame. Who's got kids? Almost everybody. Yeah, it's different to make a change for yourself than it is to try to get, those little rulers of our lives to make that change. So I said, I don't know enough about this. I'm not educated enough to do this. So I took that challenge on myself and I went back to school later in life, got my master's in functional medicine and nutrition, and I started on the path that I'm on now. And that's like my goal, my one thing, is to try to affect change with kids' nutrition. A third of the children in the world are borderline obese or obese. And that's not because they don't have great parents. It's because of the food that we're giving them. So that's why I'm here in front of you today. And to quote good old Bob Seger, I'm just a city girl, born and raised in South Detroit. You guys know the rest. I took the midnight train out to San Diego, And here I am to help out any way that I can. My purpose is to help reduce unnecessary suffering in the world through health and nutrition. So hopefully when we get to my part today, I can help encourage you guys to make some small changes. And I'd like to introduce you to my co-partner in crime. Rob and I have been working together for many years. This is the fantastic Rob Ord.
Hey, good morning. Hey, if you're out there, come on in here. I know it's comfortable out there. It's warm out there. Come on in here, please. So, if you looked at the agenda, one of the things that said Navy SEAL Commander, that was actually last year. That's Mark Devine, right? Mark is the founder of SEAL Fit and Unbeatable Mind. He and I worked together in the early 90s in the SEAL teams. We met at SDV Team 1, SEAL Delivery Vehicle Team 1. My specialty is in diving, combat medicine, that sort of thing. Work with a lot of different special operations communities, the SEAL teams, EOD, joint forces, special forces, that sort of thing, over 20 years of career. I am 55 now, so it seems like a long time ago, and just within the last year or so, my son started the same journey, and he's in an EOD pipeline right now. But it was, it's been a wild time. The way that I got involved with what we're doing now is through a program that the Navy put together, and this was after September 11th, 2001, where they identified the need to train individuals that go into special operations pipelines in how to be successful. Right? So what do they say? A special operations pipeline is, a lot of times you might have even heard it, 90% mental, 10% physical. It sure seems like it's 100% physical, though, when you look at it. You look at something like Hell Week, right? Or some of the other types of special operations crucibles within their pipelines, right? It is very difficult. But really what it comes down to is how resilient you are in your thinking. And more specifically, what is the story that you're telling yourself? What's the story you tell yourself? So this is the third year, Scott said that, the third year we've done this. I want you to think back just a year ago. Where was I 1 year ago? Where was I 1 year ago? Just think about that. Where was I 1 year ago? What was going on? What were the things that I was pursuing? What was I trying to get better at? What was I thinking about maybe starting to try to do? I personally can tell you, and I think just by looking at the room, I have some folks that could help me with this. I said, I want to learn Spanish. I want to learn Spanish. I want to learn Spanish because there's always opportunities to meet somebody who speaks Spanish, right, here in the U.S. I want to learn Spanish, and I can tell you, today, I know basically the same, 2 dozen, maybe 3 dozen words, right? So I can order beer, and I can go to the bathroom, and, and I can say hello, and I can say goodbye, and maybe I can, do a few colors. I didn't make much progress. Where were you a year ago, and how does that look today? And then secondly, if we look forward, we say, what about a year from now? Where do I want to be? What is the thing that determines how far, how fast we can go? What do you think? What determines whether I'm successful in the things that I'm trying to do, or what are some of the indicators? And I'm asking for your thoughts. So tell me. Yes, sir.
Commitment.
Commitment. Okay. Yeah. Commitment to do something. Yes, sir. I love that. Yeah. Absolutely. Discipline. Yes. Yes. Sir. The belief that you can. I love that. I love that. Yes, sir.
Doing what I'm doing.
Doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel good. So.
Good. I love that. Good. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go ahead. Desire. Cool. I think you're 100% correct. 100% correct in every single one of those things. And what I want to kind of do is bring it back to where I started, right? What's the story that I'm telling myself? So whether it has to do with discipline or commitment or desire or motivation or, just getting it done, what's the story I tell myself? What am I capable of? Story is something that is handed down to us to a large degree, right? We're all Americans, right? We live in America, right? What is the Constitution of the United States? Tell us. Right? All men are created equal with inalienable rights, right? Rights to freedom, liberty. Yeah. The pursuit of happiness, absolutely. God-given rights. So that's a story that's handed down to us, right? And there's lots of others. Some of those comes from our families. Some of those comes from, the communities that we live. Then we have stories that we create. We all have stories that we create, right? And some of those stories that we create are just through the experiences of our lives. Right? If somewhere along the line, as a young boy, I tried to sing a song, and my teacher, an uncle, a parent, or something like that told me, "You sound terrible. Your voice is awful," right? Chances are there is going to be a seed planted that creates a weed in my story that I don't have a good voice, or I'm not strong enough, or I'm not smart enough, or I'm too skinny, or I'm too fat, or whatever, right? Like, we all have those things. Stories are really, like as you see up here, right? They can be tribal, right? This is who we are. This is who we are. This is where we come from. And these are our heroes. You recognize that? What is that? That's the Matrix. What's the Matrix? The Matrix is a program, right? You know the story, right? But let's just talk about the Matrix for a minute. Here's the hero of the Matrix. We meet this man as whom? Mr. Anderson. Remember that? Agent Smith calls him Mr. Anderson. Who is Mr. Anderson? Well, I'll just tell you. Mr. Anderson is basically a failure in life, right? He's about ready to get fired from his job. If you know the story, if you've seen the movie, you remember him sitting in the office. He's about ready to get fired from his job. He is totally frustrated with life, right? He knows there's something missing, right? He is not experiencing bliss, success, or anything like that, right? And really what we see in this movie, this story, is a journey from one story to another story, to Neo. Who is Neo? Yeah, Neo is a version of this individual who has purpose, who is passionate, who lives by principles, and who's powerful. So he goes from somebody that is struggling and failing to somebody who now is special, right? And obviously it's myth. It's a story. It's myth, right? But if we look at somebody like this, Joseph Campbell, right? This is a guy from the 50s. He is credited with doing probably the most work in terms of explaining mythology, the importance of story, and not just the stories we like. You can just think of, for a moment, what's my favorite movie? I love Braveheart, I love Gladiator, I love Star Wars, I love, Lord of the Rings, whatever, right? The Matrix. What he identified is that there is a map. There's a map that we see that exists in all of the stories that we love. And really what this map is is a template. It's a template for transformation. So I'm not going to go into all of the pieces of this map, right? I'm going to simplify it, but what you can see there is that it starts in the ordinary world, in the known world, the known, what we know, and then it moves through a whole series of things to return to that known world, but return differently. And those elements are basically what we could think of as the call. On that first slide, it was answer the call, right? The call to adventure, the quest, that's basically the disciplines, right? The things that we must do, we must get good at, we must start to master, right? That's great. We would call that doing the work, right? If I want to get better at something, I need to do the work. We're going to focus on disciplines today. What are some of the disciplines that I can bring into my experience, right? My daily practice that are going to change me. And that leads us to the crucible, okay? Now, a crucible is literally a vessel, okay? It's a vessel in which you put base elements, right? Take metals, for example, right? Base elements, you add other elements like time, pressure, heat, and things like that, right? To forge something new through a process called alchemy. The crucible is about taking base elements and making something precious, right? And so the crucible is where change happens. And then finally the return, right? And that's that whole series of steps, right? The call leading to the quest, leading to the crucible, leading to the return. And that's where growth comes from. And so we look at ourselves and we say, where was I a year ago? What kind of progress have I made? What did I think what did I commit to? As somebody said, what did I commit to that I actually didn't do? And why is that? Well, it comes down to our story. And so here is kind of a depiction of what we're talking about. It's one thing to learn Spanish, right? That's one thing. That is, I think, it's super important. It's important to me, not important enough to do anything, but I'll fix that, right? I'll fix that. It's another thing to change really the version of who you are, right? To become a better leader, a better parent, a better husband or wife, right? To become that better version of who you are. That's a completely different challenge. What we could think of as horizontal development, learning Spanish. That's horizontal development. That's a skill, right? Vertical development is actually changing a mindset, changing the way that I see things. Changing my story is what we come down to. And in that chasm there, just imagine that there is no bridge, right? The difficulty that we have in really making meaningful impact in who we are and what we want is that is scary. That is scary, right? And here's a term that the military uses, right? VUCA. And we can go into it, but I'm just going to tell you, volatility, things are changing very fast. Uncertainty, it's hard to predict. It's hard to know what's going to happen. I can't use past experiences to understand what's going to happen in the future. Complexity, right? There's lots of moving parts. It's really hard to kind of figure out. And ambiguity, does this go this way or does it go that way, right? To take that first step off the ledge into VUCA, right? That's difficult. So let's do a little exercise, okay? Let's do an exercise. We're going to do an exercise. This is a VUCA exercise, and this is going to be on you, okay? And so you've got 1 minute, okay? This is where you start. This is where you finish, okay? And all I want you to do is just trace it with your eyes. Trace that with your eyes and see how well you do. Good job. Good job. Excellent. Excellent.
I'm trapped.
Good. I'm trapped. Awesome. Awesome. 10 seconds. Good. Good. All right. Hands up if you figured it out. Good job. Good job. All right. If we were doing a seal fit event, the thing you would hear next is pays to be a winner, right? And so what that really means is that you pay if you're not a winner, right? So everybody else would be in a push-up position. So good job if you got it. Good job if you got it. How about now? How about now? 1 minute. Awesome. Good. How about now? Okay. You don't do that. Don't do that. So, change. And the chasm there, the uncertainty, right? The elements that can get in the way. What you're looking at, obviously, is a rider and an elephant. Okay? A rider and an elephant. Okay? Now just think about this from the standpoint of how our brains work, how our minds work. Okay? The rider, that small little guy on top, that's your neocortex. That is your strategic thinking brain. That is your most advanced brain, right? Part of it, right? I think you get it, right? The rider is what we would consider, what scientists talk about as the limbic brain, or limbic system, right? And a big part of that is what's called the amygdala, okay? Now, you can see the difference in size, okay? The rider is literal. The rider has a strategy and a plan, okay? We're going to go from here to here to here. The elephant, on the other hand, is instinctive, right? Fear is what plays a major, can play a major part in the elephant's experience. And so if everything is going well, the rider's telling the elephant what to do, little tap on this side, little tap on that side, the elephant is doing whatever the elephant's told to do, right? But then there's a snake on the ground. There's a fire. There's something that is in that, elephant's experience. What does the elephant do? Well, generally, it goes nuts, right? We're trying to go this direction. We're going through the jungle or whatever. And there's a snake on the ground or something happens and the elephant rears back and the elephant's charging in a different direction. Who knows if the rider is even going to be able to stay on the elephant, right? And we know what this feels like, right? We know what this feels like when we experience something that is compromising our story, really. Who I am, then that can create fear, that volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity. And so I say, I want to become this new version of me. I want to get better, right? And it can be as simple as I just want to get in better shape, right? I want to get in better shape. But do you know how much of your story you're going to be challenging in that particular commitment? A lot. Right? Has anybody ever tried to do something, wanted to do something, wanted to get better at something and not done it? Failed?
Yeah.
Me too. Plenty of times. And so really what we're focused on today, right? In this first kind of act, if you will, let's just set the conditions for understanding development, for understanding how development works, right? But number one, it works on the reality that it's a process, right? To change from one story to another story is a process. But number two, it is going to be scary at times. It is going to create visceral reactions. I can't do it. I don't want to, right? Right? And that at the end of the day, our ability to succeed really comes down to how well we can become at training the elephant. So let me finish with this. in the first act. Let me introduce the first discipline to you, okay? I'm going to look at some disciplines today. But this is the first discipline. And we'll just call this, I know you're going to laugh at me. Every time I say this around any of my buddies, right, they laugh at me, right? I'm just going to use the term arousal control, right? No, I use a pill for that, is what they say, right? No, arousal meaning stress response, that kind of arousal, right? So this is your diaphragm. We all have it. We all have a diaphragm. We also have a vagus nerve, and it's connected to our brains, and it goes down, all the way down throat, chest, down into the gut. The vagus nerve is responsible for regulating our autonomic nervous system. The autonomic nervous system is the one that tells us that we're either super safe and everything is good to go, or we're just about to die. We're like, threat is high, right? DEFCON out. This is kind of what is happening. Okay. Did I turn it off? Okay, there you go. Thanks. So this is the diaphragm. You can see it working. It's working in you right now too. But let me just introduce this this process to you, okay? Practice this with me. Go ahead and sit up straight. So just kind of slide your butt back, okay? Put your feet flat on the floor. This is just kind of getting into a position. Relax your belly, right? Relax your belly. I think that this kind of breathing, right? This diaphragmatic breathing. If you've got a baby or a little kid, right? They do this. They do this naturally, right? They stop doing this when they start looking at Wonder Woman and Superman, right? When you look at Wonder Woman and Superman, they're like super, tight here, and they're big up here, and the gals are whatever, and so we stop breathing into our belly. So we relax the belly, and just go ahead and slow your breathing down. Breathe through your nose and just slow your breathing down to kind of follow my count here. Okay? You find your way in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. This is what we call tactical breathing. Okay? When you're breathing diaphragmatically, right? If Chris is all stressed out, what's the first thing I'm going to tell him? Chris, take a deep breath, buddy. Take a deep breath. Right? Take a deep breath. Everything's going to be okay. Right? That's what we tell each other. Right? Because it works. That's why we do that. This kind of breathing, right? It helps us to regulate our stress response. And we don't wait for it to get stressed out. We practice this on a regular basis to create a new kind of standard default where we show up, right? How much arousal do we have going on at any given time, okay? And so you're paying attention to your breath. You're paying attention to your body. You can close your eyes at times and just release muscle tension, right? Release mental tension as well, and that sort of thing. We can add a component to this, right? This is to go one step further, right? To really, to find that state of calm, okay? That we call box breathing. All right, so let's do this one more time. We're going to do maybe, 4 rounds of this, all right? And the way that you do box breathing is you inhale, right? Breathing into the belly, and just notice, like my daughter-in-law, I told you, like, going to have a baby. I look a lot like her when I have a full breath, right? When I'm inhaling full, right? And so really feel that diaphragm pushing the guts down, really, is what it comes down to, the organs, right? That's activating that vagus nerve that I talked about, right? And then you hold, and in a box breath, optimally. You're holding with an airway open, so you're not closing your airway like we're going to have a breath holding contest or something. Holding it with an airway open, that is keeping the diaphragm contracted, and then relax, exhale, and hold again. Okay? On this one, I'm going to just count down to 3. We're going to breathe out, and then I'll just walk you through some box breathing. Okay? So 3, 2, 1, exhale. Inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. Nice deep breath. Hold. Holding with that airway open. Exhale, just release, relax. The exhale is effortless, and so that's a lot of times when I think, relax your shoulders, relax my arms, and hold. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. And hold. Good, good. That's good. That's good. Okay, so breathing, okay? Do we all do it? Yes, absolutely. The cool thing is if you learn to do it correctly, you can change the, where your kind of default, where your normal state of stress is. If you feel like I'm always stressed out, right? I got a lot going on, yada, yada, yada. Right? Then it doesn't take much to trigger you. All it takes is one little more thing, right? And so practicing this on a regular basis can be very beneficial. So the morning discipline, this is the discipline that we want to encourage you to start using, okay? So sometime during the morning, right, before you're fully involved in everything that's going on, right, earlier the better, is drink some water. Okay, this is just a good practice for anybody anyways. Drink some water and actively practice gratitude. Just ask yourself, what am I thankful for? And don't just answer the question, but actually experience that. I'm really thankful for my wife. I'm really thankful for my son. I'm thankful that I'm in Orange County with you guys. This is really cool for me, right? So experience that, right? You're actually, that experience is electrical impulses running down a specific, kind of neural pathway. Yes, sir?
It also changes the physical attribute of the water.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right about that.
Being grateful that
Yeah.
you're running your water
Yeah.
for 10 seconds.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
really changes
I love
the
that.
physical aspects of the water.
You're absolutely
You're
right.
drinking more purified, better crystallized water as opposed to whatever it is.
Yes, yes, absolutely. And then do some breathing, right? Do some breathing. Do what we just did. Set a timer for 5 minutes and just breathe. And be present in that breath. Experience the breath. Slow it down into the belly, into the chest, right? And then we suggest, hey, prioritize. What are you going to prioritize? Well, there's a number of different things, but for today, prioritize these disciplines, okay? This is the first one, right? This is the first one. You're going to hear Mel talk about some others. So prioritize and then visualize, right? Now, there's a couple of different ways you can visualize. One is to visualize something that is going to, you're going to be doing, right? I know I've got a meeting today, or I know that, what I really want to focus on is eating right today, or doing some workout. And so I might use a visualization of what that looks like. I can do that with my eyes open. In fact, you're doing that all the time. We are always visualizing. We're always kind of creating scenarios. This is just a very deliberate approach to doing it well, okay? One of the ones that I really love to do, I just call I just use the term envisioning. You guys remember Rocky, the movie? Right? And so you're kind of following him, the Italian stallion, along his way, and he's training and things like that. It gets the big fight with it. Maybe it's Apollo Creed or something like that. And then they want to like pack a bunch of the training into a very short little piece for you to watch and hear the music and that sort of thing. And so you see him running down the street, and you see him, punching the, big side of beef, and you see him running up the stairs, and the whole thing is like charged with energy, because you see him doing all these things, and it's, cool, and he's, up, whatever. That is something that we can use in envisioning. What's my day going to look like today? What's my day going to look like today? How am I going to show up today? I don't have to visualize every step I'm going to take today, every conversation I'm going to have. All I have to do is create a little bit of a montage, of like, here's what it's going to look like. So this is your first discipline. You can call this a morning ritual, you can call it your daily discipline, you can call it your morning discipline, but try this. Try this. Cool. Mel?
All right, you guys ready to get interactive with me? Yes. All right, everybody up on their feet. All right, this is a great little morning practice. Just a little segue here to get you guys warm. We're sitting. We're just going to bounce. Just going to bounce. Let your body hang. Let your head hang. You can leave the ground if you feel comfortable. Otherwise, just hang here and bounce for a sec. We call this the jellyfish over at SealFit headquarters. Just gets that blood flowing. Get your brain moving. Get you a little warm. Keep coming with me. I promise you you're going to be a little warmer after this. I need it. You guys might need it too. All right, who is up for some change today? Keep jumping. Keep jumping. Who wants to change? Raise your hand. Yeah, I hope everyone raises their hand. We all need to change. You're going to change no matter what. I hate to tell you this. Everyone tomorrow will be different than they were today. All right, who wants a crucible? You can stop. And you can have a seat if you like. Who wants to do a crucible after Rob explained what that is? You okay over there? Tear down. I'm glad it was you, Jeff. No offense. Okay. Who wants to do a crucible? Who feels like they would? We got one over there. Okay. I'm going to change your mind on that in a minute. Who wants to get in the ice bath later? Yeah. Okay. That's a big crucible, actually. That's like, a lot of fear, a lot of stuff around that. Today, during what I'm going to present to you, I want to help you attempt a crucible in your life in the next 30 days. So you're probably wondering what I did with those diet challenges, right, that I told you about earlier that worked after all the ones failed, all of these diets, fads failed. How did I get 200 people to affect change in their lives through nutrition and fitness? Because I gave them very, 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 very small tasks to attack each day. That's all. I'm not a genius, far from it. All I did was take everything everyone else did, put it together in a program, and I went really, really slow. And so your crucible does not have to be a nice bath. Your crucible does not have to be coming out to Navy SEAL training. Your crucible can be one thing of the things I'm going to present to you today that you can grasp onto and commit to over the next 30 days. And I promise you, if you choose one of these things and you commit to it for 30 days, it will change your life. Okay? You guys believe me? Yes. Hoo-yah. Hoo-yah. All right. So I've got some prizes here. Like James said, I'm going to reward you for behavior today, for answering, playing along with me. Why did you come here today? Give me a hand, someone. Someone tell me why you're here.
To learn more.
Sorry?
Learn more.
To learn more. Okay, so this is going to be like a group compilation. So he said to learn more. Anyone here to learn more? Everyone? Yeah, pretty much everybody? Okay, why did you come to learn more? To improve his business. Everyone agree with that? Yes. To improve your business. Why do you want to improve your business? To make more money. I should be giving out tickets. I'm going to give you guys tickets.
Enjoy my job.
To enjoy his job, to earn more money. Why do you want to earn more money? Overall success in life and business. Why do you want overall success in life and business?
You want to be happy.
You want to be happy. Why do you want to be happy?
You don't want to be sad.
Because you don't want to be sad. Remember what we said when I came in here earlier? I think Scott said it. There's a core value that I think we all embrace. This is where I'm getting to. Does anyone remember what that was? What was that?
Family.
Family. Raise your hand if you're here because you're a provider for your family, or you have family that rely on you, or there's somebody you need to take care of, or you have a higher responsibility than just you sitting there. Yeah. Take a minute right now. It's choking me up because I love my family. I got kids. Think about your family right now. I want you to think about their faces. I want you to think about what they need. I want you to think about the sacrifices you make every day to be away from them, to come here on a Saturday and do what you're doing. You are all utterly and completely committed to what you're doing. Because you're here at 8:30 in the morning, trying to be better, trying to make more money, trying to have a better business. So, why are you not taking better care of yourself? Why are you not taking better care of yourself? Not that you're not. I'm sure many of you do take great care. But there's always more that we can do. So today, I'm going to ask you to pick that one thing out of what we're going to go through up on this board. I'm going to tell you why, too, give you a little information. Not too much. If you need more information, come talk to me later. But let's do this. Let's do this. So, nutrition, exercise, recovery. For me, these are the staple points of taking care of myself. Okay. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. Okay, so let's talk about... oh, did I miss it? Here we go. Let's talk about nutrition, guys. Okay, who eats a lot of protein? Who would consider themselves eating a high-protein diet? Yeah. For those of you who don't, this could be your one thing today. Protein-centered diet is of the utmost importance. Research is all showing now. Why? Why, you say? Because it tastes good, it's expensive. There's a lot of reasons to and not eat protein, high-protein diet. Every part of you grows from protein. So up until about the age of 35, so for your children, right? You're growing. Everything is growing. And then after 35, unfortunately, everything is in decline. So guess what? Need more protein there to keep everything from, losing all of your body mass. Sarcopenia, it's called. You lose it. So all phases of life need high protein diet. Guess what else protein does for you? Anyone know?
Everything.
Muscles. So muscles are the organ of longevity. The more muscle you have, and we're going to get to this during fitness, the healthier you are. I don't care if you've got belly fat. I don't care. I don't care about all of the things that all the health experts say. You need to have muscle. You need to build muscle, and you need to eat protein. The other really important part of protein is that it helps to satiate your appetite. So when you eat more protein, you eat less junk. So I'm not that person that's going to stand up here and say, don't go to McDonald's, don't eat taquitos, whatever. I'm not going to tell you what not to eat. I'm going to help you try to figure out what to eat and eat more of it so that you eat less of that stuff, okay? Protein. So consider that as your one thing. Next, fiber. Who eats fruits? Raise your hand. Yeah. Who eats vegetables? Oh, it's pretty close. Okay. All right. Yeah, we always get a hard time with that. I don't care what kind of vegetables you eat, and I don't care what kind of fruits you eat. The fact is, It's not even about the nutrients in the fruit. That's the most important part to me. Does anyone want to answer this question for a prize? Who said it? Yeah! It's fiber. Why do you guys think fiber is so important to eat? What does it do for your digestion?
Helps you poop.
Helps you poop. Helps you poop. Okay, right now, take a look at this room. Look around you. You guys are all dealing with toxic materials every single day. Not only that, is the environment is toxic, the air you breathe is toxic. There's toxins all around, there's smog, there's fine particles of metal in the air. Should I go on? No, it's depressing. Not going to, but there's a way that you can fix that. And that is the only way, is fiber and sweat. It will clean and vacuum and sweep out your intestines. Colon cancer, you guys know, one of the number one cancers right now because of toxins and because of the processed food we're eating with chemicals. So pick a vegetable, pick a fruit, spend 30 days with it, guys, every day. How many vegetables are you supposed to eat? As much as you can, I love that. But minimum. I'd say 2 pieces of fruit a day, a bowl of vegetables would be a great start. All right, you're like, I don't eat vegetables. Okay, how about a handful, right? Start somewhere. Back to protein. How much protein are you supposed to eat a day? Anyone know how much protein you're supposed to eat?
1 gram per pound of ideal body weight.
He says 1 gram per pound of ideal body weight. I agree with that. The ADA says it's about half of that, so split the difference. I think it depends on how sedentary you are, right? Because if you eat too much of anything, number 3, even protein, then you're overdoing your calories. Anyone know how many calories you're supposed to eat in a day for their body? 2,000. Who says that? 2,000. Yeah. Okay, so that depends on how much. That's the general, approximate ADA answer. But like if you work out a lot, you're going to look, guys, 2,500. Ladies, 2,000, 1,800. You know, it's going to vary depending on who you are and how you metabolize. I'm going to say this out loud. You may disagree with me, but if you are not training in the gym for an hour or more a day, you don't need to be eating more than 2,500 calories. Nobody in this room, except for maybe James. He's big. He's a very big guy. He could probably do 3,000. So, what is your knowledge around how many calories you eat a day? Who's got a FitPal? Who tracks? Anybody? That could be your challenge. Okay? I see you guys all look really fit, so I think you do pretty good. You move all the time, right? So that's going to take me on to my next